Right now, on every continent on Earth, humans are walking around in every shade from deep ebony to pale ivory. Black hair, blonde hair, red hair, brown eyes, green eyes, ice blue eyes. And here's the wild part. None of that is random. It's not a coin flip. Every single shade on your body is a survival tool built by thousands of years of sunlight, cold, and geography. Your skin is basically a weather report from your ancestors. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll never look at a mirror the same way again. Skin. Let's start with skin, because this is where the story really begins. About 2 million years ago, early humans in Africa lost most of their body hair to sweat and stay cool while hunting under a brutal equatorial sun. But a problem was developed. Bare skin under direct sunlight is a disaster. Ultraviolet rays shred DNA and destroy folate, a nutrient your body needs to make healthy babies. So evolution needed a shield. That shield was melanin, the pigment that makes skin darker. More melanin near the equator meant better protection, healthier pregnancies, and more surviving kids. But here's the twist. As humans wandered north into places like Scandinavia and Siberia, that same dark shield became a problem. Less sunlight up there meant less vitamin D, because your skin actually makes vitamin D using UV rays from the sun. Too much melanin blocking, too little sun equals weak bones and weaker immune systems. So in low sunlight regions, evolution flipped the switch the other way. Lighter skin let in just enough UV to keep vitamin D levels healthy. In other words, skin color isn't about race. It's a solar dial, tuned generation after generation to how much sunlight a region gets. And that same sunlight dial explains something even stranger: your hair. Hair. Dark hair, like dark skin, is common near the equator for the same reason. It blocks UV radiation from frying the scalp. But move toward colder, cloudier regions, and you start seeing blonde and red hair show up almost nowhere else on Earth in such concentration, especially in Northern Europe. One leading theory: in dim, overcast climates, lighter hair and skin together squeezed out every last drop of usable sunlight for vitamin D production. There's also a curveball theory here involving simple attraction. In small, isolated populations with less competition for survival, unusual traits like red or blonde hair may have stuck around simply because people found them visually striking. Nature doesn't just reward survival, sometimes it rewards standing out. But nothing on your body plays by stranger rules than your eyes. Let's take a break. If you learned something new, like and subscribe. Eyes. Here's a fact that surprises almost everyone. Green eyes are the rarest eye color on the planet, showing up in only about 2% of people worldwide, even rarer than red hair. Brown eyes come from lots of melanin in the iris, same pigment as skin and hair. Blue and green eyes happen when a genetic tweak reduces that melanin. Here's the part that trips people up. Blue eyes don't actually contain blue pigment at all. The back of every iris is dark, but when there's very little melanin in the front layer, light passes through, bounces off that dark back layer, and scatters on its way back out. Shorter wavelengths of light, the blue ones, scatter the most, so that's the color that reaches your eye. It's the same reason distant mountains look blue or hazy, even though the rock itself is gray or brown. Light. Scattering through the air between you and the mountain shifts what color reaches your eye. Your iris is doing that same trick, just on a much smaller scale. Why did it spread? Scientists still debate it, but the leading idea circles back to attraction again. Light eyes may have simply been eye-catching enough in colder, less sun-drenched regions to get passed down generation after generation. So here's the big picture. Your skin, your hair, your eyes. They're not separate stories. They're one story, told in 3 parts. A few 100,000 years of sunlight, temperature, and geography, quietly sculpting the human body into every shade we see today. Somewhere, an ancestor of yours stood under a certain sky, in a certain climate, for generation after generation, and that's why you look exactly the way you do. You are, quite literally, wearing your ancestors' climate. Mind blown? Smash that like button and subscribe for more. Also drop a comment telling me what kind of videos you'd like to see next. And if you like the video, here are some videos you may also like.